Look at my finger. Okay, enough of that. Today, we are going to talk about my favorite movie of all time, Repo Man. Look at that glare. Nice, huh? This, of course, would be the deluxe tin box edition from 2002. Lots of goodies in there, including a copy of the soundtrack. Free. Repo Man's 1984 picture, Universal Pictures, so fairly big name, especially for the time. It was directed by Alex Cox, who went on to direct such hits as Straight to Hell, and then found more mainstream success with the biopic Sid and Nancy, which more of you have probably seen. So, the movie stars Harry Dean Stanton, who we recently lost, and part of what inspired me to watch the film again. Emilio Estevez stars in basically the lead role, and also stars Frog from Best of the West. I'm sure y'all remember that TV show. So Otto, I got my notes here, so I don't go too far off track. Otto is the name of the main character, played by Emilio Estevez. He's a bored suburban punk. And by that I mean punk rocker. After losing his job and his girl, he heads home to find he has lost his future too. His hippie parents, it turns out, gave all their money to a TV preacher. And therefore he has nothing. No money to borrow, no money to start a business, no money to go to college. So, Otto he's not happy about this at all. Mad as hell and not going to take it anymore, Otto makes his way down the street where he is approached by Bud, who is played by Harry Dean Stanton, driving up in his gigantic blue 70s sedan alongside of him, and who tricks him into repoing a car with some story about his wife being to the hospital. Well, the excitement of stealing the car is enough to hook Otto. And he then becomes interested in pursuing this as a career. So he starts riding along with Bud and some of his co-workers and stealing more cars. Well, repoing cars. All the while, he's benefiting from Bud's philosophies about life. And meanwhile, his old buddies, his punk rocker friends, they've moved into a career of robbing liquor stores, which is, even in 1984, had a very bright future. Now, on an average haul, Repo Man for the, let's see, what's the name of this company? The Helping Hand Acceptance Corporation is the company that Bud works for. He might expect to earn $200 to $500, maybe $5,000 if he waxes a nice Porsche, whatever you call them. It's now 2017. Porsche's not the car that everyone's lusting after. So along the way comes a bounty for a 1964 Chevy Malibu. A bounty of $20,000. Well, Bud looks at this bounty and says, if I can get that car, I can quit this dump and I can start my own yard. Not a bad plan. Well, it's more than just Bud who's interested in this 64 Malibu. We got the Rodriguez brothers, a rival repo company, who are also out to get the car. And I would note that there's an unusual payload or item in the trunk of this car. We don't know what it is. Also in search of the 64 Malibu is Special Agent Rogers, or Agent Rogers, and her metal arm, which is really just kind of a tinfoil glove, but, budget. And she has a small army of men in black who are helping her remove anyone who gets in her way. Also, she has a small army of men in biohazard suits who are cleaning up anyone who falls by the wayside along the way. So, the real question is, who will get the 64 Malibu first? Will it be Bud? Will it be Otto? Will it be the Rodriguez brothers? Agent Rogers with a Z? Her little bunny-suited men? Well, I know the answer to this question, but I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to watch it yourself and find out who finds the car. So, after watching this movie again, I probably saw it the first time in '84 when it came out. I was a senior in high school, and I came to that crossroads when I graduated, the same crossroads that Otto faces in the movie, where, okay, what do I do now? Do I continue to try and be a disaffected punk rock youth? Do I go to college? You know, what? Well, as you know, I ended up going to college. Well, clown college. But just the same, I really identify with the lead character. I identify with the movie. Also, the soundtrack to the movie was pretty much the soundtrack to my life at the point. So, no, it's not going to be a walk down memory lane for every one of you. But it's a nice snapshot in time, and it's one hell of a wild ride. So, I gave this movie 5 rings. It's a 5-ring circus, kids.